Boy, oh boy, just when you thought we were done talking about the Capcom third-party Nintendo Switch support, this comes out and happens. Anyway, what's up everyone, it's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and straight off the back of the controversy that was the whole will or won't Capcom support the Nintendo Switch based on Ultra Street Fighter 2 sales, there was a whole thing about mistranslation and misunderstandings and all, but the situation in general and the idea and purpose of that conversation is still pretty relevant. So off the back of that, which questioned whether Capcom would support the Nintendo Switch properly based on the sales of Ultra Street Fighter 2, a 25-year-old game in a slight touch-up which generally was considered overpriced by most people, and they thought it was unfair, which was pretty relevant. Now, Capcom did come out after that and kind of dissuade people's fears a little bit by announcing Monster Hunter Double Cross for Nintendo Switch in Japan. It may come to the West much later. We'll see how it goes. It's only announced for Japan at the moment. So that was looking promising from Capcom and their support of Nintendo, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo 3DS. So this is why it's a little bit strange, but at the same time it isn't, because of what they said previously. Capcom have come out and confirmed the previously leaked Megaman Legacy Collection 2. Now they have announced that it's going to have Mega Man 7, Mega Man 8, Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10. And they have also announced that this Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 will only be releasing on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. No sign of the 3DS or Nintendo Switch, which is a little bit surprising given the fact that the previous Mega Man Legacy Collection, the first one, which bundled the first 6 Mega Man games, actually released on 3DS. It didn't release on Wii U, but it released on 3DS as well as all the other platforms. Obviously there was no Nintendo Switch at the time, so it makes perfect sense, but they didn't release it on the Wii U because, well, let's face it, it would have sold 10 copies. Now, why extra is this a little bit strange? Well, there's 2 or 3 reasons. One is that previously Mega Man 7 was a Super Nintendo exclusive, while Mega Man 9 and 10 received releases on the Wii WiiWare channel. I realized saying Wii WiiWare channel was pretty strange, but they were essentially released on a previous Nintendo platform, as was the exclusive Mega Man 7 back in the day on the Super Nintendo. Now, the fact that all of those that they have, one was a previous Nintendo exclusive and the other 2 had received releases on the platform, it makes you wonder why they're not putting it on, even if it's just the 3DS or the Nintendo Switch or both, but it makes you wonder. And then we just slightly think back a couple of weeks, if not a couple of months, to the last collection, not Nintendo, the last collection that Capcom released, and that one was the Disney Afternoon collection. If you remember that one, they were a collection of NES exclusive games, or not just exclusive, because I believe Darkwing Duck was on a bunch of other stuff, but you had Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, you had Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, DuckTales 2, and Tailspin. So generally games that are considered NES classics and are fondly remembered for being NES games. Of course, when this actual collection launched, it launched on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. There was no announcement of a Switch version, there was no announcement of a Wii U version, obviously, and there was no announcement of a 3DS version. So it makes you wonder, combined with the previous Mega Man Legacy Collection 1, were the sales just not there? Did it only sell so few copies that it's not even worth their time developing and porting over these old existing ROMs, basically? So it seems that Capcom, I won't say reneged on their support, because at the end of the day they basically said we're going to choose to support the Nintendo Switch. Obviously you could say Nintendo in general because of the whole 3DS, and they were going to base that on things like their sales of games on Nintendo platforms like Ultra Street Fighter 2, and well, they haven't released anything else to gauge it on in the meantime. But it seems Capcom just stuck to their guns and just said, hey, listen, we release stuff on Nintendo platforms, it sells like 4,000 copies, and yeah, it's not worth our time. So we'll see how it goes. I'm remaining pessimistic at this point, but I mean, I'd prefer to call it realistic at this point, because it's not even cynicism. I mean, look at history, look at everything we've seen so far. The evidence is basically there that proves that we will be getting very little, if any, Capcom support in the future. Granted, I would love to see more Monster Hunter stuff. I'd love to see more Capcom stuff in general, but it won't surprise me if we never really get anything on it after maybe 2017 or maybe even 2018. Or if we do, that we only get one entry here or there. Maybe it's just going to be a Monster Hunter machine, whatever it is, which wouldn't be too bad in my own personal opinion, because I like Monster Hunter, but I'd like to see more stuff in general. It doesn't seem that that's the case, and it seems that Capcom are, well, yeah, it said, hey, USF2 did crap, so, well, let's just not bother supporting it. It's not worth our while. What do you think, anyway, of the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 skipping Nintendo platforms? Both the really hot, really hype new Nintendo Switch and the 60 million plus install base of the 3DS, which, as I mentioned previously, had the first Mega Man Legacy Collection on it as well. So what do you think of all that, as well as the Disney Afternoon Collection skipping it, the Nintendo in general? Let me know all of that kind of stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.